I'm not sure. Okay, yeah, all right, we're live. So I don't know what we have to gain either.
I
We're gonna
think
have to do it. We're gonna have to do it again anyway. I think we're gonna have to do it again.
I
Do that.
know. We're gonna have to do it again. Okay.
Yeah, well, no,
This
we are live.
so we are live. Wonderful. Let's see who is here.
So, well, we know Curtis is here. So Alavin's here, and I don't know who else. Because a lot of people were waiting on LinkedIn, or because that's where our the event page is, and that's where we tend to go out from. You
So
know, so
let me put a message out.
I've been sending out this stream, my LinkedIn, my YouTube channel with the
Mm.
event on there, and that's how I saw that we weren't even live there either.
Oh my goodness. I can't believe this has happened. LinkedIn is so frustrating. Then we add on top of it StreamYard.
Yes,
All the
yes.
problems we have.
Yeah, it happens to all channels. To be fair,
Where is it?
it
So
happens
let
to
me
all.
let me find the post and see if I can repost this. Um,
Are we live on LinkedIn?
it shows we're live on LinkedIn right now.
Okay, so at least
Yes,
that's something. Just click to join.
I cannot believe.
Yeah, that's almost an hour behind, right?
Mm-hmm. Um, where's my original one?
We're gonna have to do it next Thursday. We should be out of sync with our schedule, but I can't think of any other way of doing it.
Okay.
The only other way is that you do a very quick recap and then talk to Levine. But I think even Paulette's share that was
That
very
was
good.
amazing. I'm so sad.
Don't be sad, Christian. Don't be
Do we
sad.
have do we have the recording
Uh,
from
n- n-
Paulette?
no,
Oh wow.
because StreamYard didn't seem to be doing anything.
Okay. I'm gonna have to reach out to Paulette and see if she'll be willing to come back next week.
I'm sure she will. No, Paulette's the kind of person. Yeah,
Mm.
if he likes you, so it's fine. Yeah, as long as she's not undergoing a procedure. But your event at 7 o'clock in the evening, so
Yeah.
should be. We just have to just
Okay.
redo it and be done with it. You can't think too hard. You just have to just say, you know what, these things happen, and when it happens, you just have to make do.
They say never work with anything live, children or animals.
Well, and add tech to your list, right?
And technology. Yes.
Anyway, talk to Olivine about men and grieving and the conversation that you've
We
been
were
wanting.
having.
Yes.
Oh goodness me. Let's hear from Aluvine and see if she wants to talk about it now, or if we should continue this next week conversation.
So, we can choose as you want. I will be free for next time, and I am free now. So that's the first point. And to me, I deeply think that men grieves as well as women, but
Mm.
they don't grieve at the same path. And also I think it is because when they were little boys, everyone was like, oh, you don't need to do that. No, you don't have to cry because you will be a man one day, and so don't cry. And they were ignored, when they cried. So they learned from the early age, if I can
Mm.
say, they learned that their pain doesn't matter. So for them, they keep everything inside. They cried when nobody watched. they cry,
Mm-hmm.
when they are alone. And, for them, even sometimes for them, crying is like they are weak. They don't see that as relieving, no, relieving, it's better,
Mm-hmm.
their pain or their grief. And they also don't speak about that because they
Yeah.
learned that they have to be the provider, they have to be strong. And for them it is very hard to talk about it. And
Mm.
sometimes some of them, their body betrays them. Let me give you an example. A man, I already gave it, but not online, so just through a message. A man told me that every time his wife was pregnant,
Mm-hmm.
she had no symptoms. No nausea, no vomiting, nothing. But he had them.
Mm-hmm.
He had a lot of vomiting. He couldn't drive. He couldn't do anything. He said, but I am not pregnant. My wife is pregnant, but not me. And when she every time she loses one baby,
Mm.
he was he didn't know the loss, but he knew before her. So
Mm.
every time he felt this emptiness in his chest, and he was, I'm pretty sure she lost this one too. And later, the doctor said, "You lost the baby. It is a miscarriage or a baby loss, depending on the period of
Mm-hmm.
the time they lost that one." And every
Yes.
time he felt very bad, but
Yes.
he couldn't explain, he couldn't express his pain. He has to keep everything inside. So
Mm.
he told us that that destroyed him, almost destroyed him. But
Yes.
hopefully he found people with whom he could share. And after um, let's say seventh tries, they get the eight. So the eight one was a good one, and they had a girl, and he was the happiest man all around the world. That's
Mm-hmm.
it.
I love that. I love the fact that he got what he wanted at the
Yeah.
end. You know,
Mm.
there's something I'm going to say to you. Men pregnancy symptoms does exist. I know that people think, "What do you mean?" Um, this exists. It's something that is a phenomenon that people don't talk about. So then when you go to the doctors and you're having this conversation, and it's like they say to you, COVID symptom does exist, or syndrome rather, does exist. It's when a man embodies all that a woman is supposed to. For some men, they actually experience real, you know, what looks like they are pregnant themselves. I'm not wife that's pregnant, So definitely, that is something that is real. They experience things like nausea, weight, gas, abdominal pains, just different things, fatigue, food cravings. Um, but that's the beauty of nature, you know, that's the beauty of nature too. I think we forget sometimes that we are created as some special beings. Imagine that, right? And so I always say to people like if you experience that, don't be afraid. But imagine after having that experience as a man, carrying that nausea, that weight gain, abdominal pain, and all the things that you experience. And then you also, as you mentioned, Alavine, he felt every time they lost that child from physical pain. Imagine what that does to him. And then now imagine him not being able to express his loss, to grieve, or to express his grief in any way and in any space, not at home and not in the work environment. Imagine what that does to anyone. That's what this conversation is about tonight. It's about really pausing and saying, How are we supporting men when it comes to grief in our society? How are we helping them to lean into us? Because society has this, you know, unspoken and implied rule where because men are supposed to be, the providers, masculine, and all of the things that we say, all of the labels that we place on them, sometimes unfair, or unfairly. After all these labels are placed on them, how do we create that space? How do we really show up for them? And that's what it's about. Are we showing up for them? In fact, not just how do we do that, but are we truly doing that? Or is there the expectation that they will just, oh, they'll be fine, they'll carry on, you know? And the other thing that I spoke about, unfortunately, it didn't happen live. We had a conversation. We've been on this show for an hour and did not realize that StreamYard had taken us offline for an hour, for a whole hour. What craziness, so
Well, more of our friends are here. So I think this is my sister Annie. So hello, everyone. I've
hi,
been to
Annie.
because she's been messaging me all the way through saying she can't join, can't join. So now I know why.
Cyrus.
How
Sorry.
you doing, Cyrus? I said
Cyrus is here.
Michael's here as well.
Hi, Michael. Welcome. Yes, so it's one of those things I just think to myself, when you think about it, they haven't got that space to really have those conversations, to really be allowed to really be able to express themselves. You know, it's such a shame that didn't go live because we had such a wonderful, enriching conversation, enriching conversation has not been recorded. You know, Habari Gani, calm, welcome. So yes, so it's really. Are you okay, Annie?
These things do happen. Especially on live events. The same things happen. On audio events too. Every so often.
Bring
And
audio back.
no, it's not that. So these things will still happen, right? We just have to just.
Technology.
I say because we've done it already. Because we've done. Because you talked extensively about the topic. I think we should just do it again. It'll be easier and be richer.
Yes, let's do that. We can put an invite out again um next Thursday. You know, but I want to say thank you. Thank you for those who are here. Thank you, Alavine. We'll definitely come back next week because all the things I spoke about, from the statistics to the support to how employers, you
Mm.
know, um, how employers deal or not, rather not deal with this topic. The fact that here in the UK, there is no currently there's no support and no time off and paid time off for those experienced this loss, including men, this loss when it's less than 24 weeks. There is nothing. If you experience a loss less than 24 weeks, there is no time out, there's no bereavement, um, you know, for you, time off for you, which I find so bizarre and so crazy. But we will dive, deep dive into that next Thursday, um, when we revisit this same topic, you know, and I'm going to really look at other angles that we bring to you guys on this show. But I want to say thank you to those who are here, who have shown up. Cyrus, it's been far too long. We definitely need to do a deep dive catch up. Yes, so Alavine, I want to say thank you so, so much for being here and for jumping on. And
You're
Curtis,
welcome.
too. Curtis was here at some point, but we will definitely revisit this next Thursday. It will throw us out of our 2 week. And also, next Thursday is my birthday week.
It's
So,
your birthday. Which day is your birthday then?
Wednesday.
Excellent. Okay, so enjoy it. Now bring some cake.
Yes,
I,
I'll
I,
bring
can't,
some
I
cake
can't
and
I can't
feed
really
you
enjoy
through the
it. So
screen.
I can't really enjoy it. So don't bring any cake. It just make me hungry, right? I think so. One thing at least we know what Curtis does now. I think that's a lot clearer, Curtis.
Yes,
This is
men's life coaching.
yeah,
Yes. Curtis, you and I need to host a show.
that's what I'm
Definitely.
thinking. I'm thinking of
We need to
for
host a
the
show.
next week.
Yes.
He would make a good co-host on the topic.
But
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be here obviously. But definitely. Like we did 2 weeks ago. That was amazing.
Hmm. Yeah, it
Yes.
was. I think again, maybe this is a chance for us to do
Collaborate.
more work to get everyone here. To get
Mhm.
more more men to come and speak. It was different certainly having a stage full of men last time.
Yes.
Iconic and Curtis and Jesse.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
Well,
let's try
so
it
guess
again.
guess who was missing last week? Who I believe is supposed to be joining us this week? Justin.
Okay.
Justin wasn't here. Yeah, he was supposed to come last 2 weeks ago because he said he was going to be there, and then something else happened and he wasn't able to make it. So hopefully he will join us next week. So I believe that he's also writing some work, something with regards to his doctoral piece about
Mm.
aspects of this topic, which he sent to me. So I'm really wanting him to come on board, come on stage. Let's have a conversation because he comes from a quite a deep, very deep perspective, which I would like everybody to really key into and listen. So yes,
Okay. Like I say, we can do the work now. Do more of the work to get more. Same as we did for 2 weeks ago.
mm-hmm.
You know,
Yes,
to do our best to make sure that there's more voices here.
mm.
And we can have an engaging, diverse conversation on the topic, which might be more useful to people. I'm not
Yes.
saying you don't talk sense. I'm just saying.
Do I talk sense?
You always talk sense, Christiana. I mean, you talk sense because no one heard it apart from me. So as long if I say you talk sense, then it means they can't really argue, can
Thank you.
they?
It is
They miss it.
wonderful.
No, we'll make out to you, my friends. We'll do our, we'll do our very best.
Apologies. StreamYard has a mind of its own.
Th-
It
This
kicked,
is this
it
is
kicked us
this is
off.
one this is one in many,
Mm.
one in a long time since we had a major glitch.
It has been a long, long, long time. You and I have a radio glitch on this show anyway.
Yeah, normally it's our devices that hold us up, right?
Yes.
And normally, your computer has a moment, your phone has a moment, and then
Or
sometimes
has
I
your
can't
voice.
stream it. So it is very rare. But it happens. Yeah. We have to move on with joy in our heart.
Yes,
It's only a week, so that's not too bad.
definitely. I think I'm just going to put a message on. Um, so the show will be repeated next week.
Yeah, 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 yeah. You should function
Next
as normal.
weekend.
No,
So
next Thursday. Say the same
next
time.
Thursday.
Yes. Exactly. So next Thursday, you will have, I hope, let's say, a panel full of men who will
Yes.
give their point of view and their different perspectives. So maybe I will be on board, or maybe I will be just, you know, just behind the scene, sending messages. Maybe we
No,
will see that.
you're still welcome to come on stage. Of course you are. It's a diversity of thoughts, of experiences, of views that I think makes
Mhm.
these live events rich conversations.
Yes.
Mm.
You're more than welcome to come on stage. We'd like to hear from the women as well. Of course we do. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. I've just put this message on there. I'm hoping that some people read it and see it. Um, I'm just so frustrated, but I will keep my frustrations to myself.
Keep your frustration and keep your notes. Don't burn them.
No, I'll keep them.
Yeah.
I always keep all my notes. I have all my notes from all the shows.
And they said, I'm always want to believe once you've done it once, you can do it again.
I agree.
Much better as well. So I'm sure you will. Yes.
Yay. Thank you, folks. I'm going to disappear. Thank you, Annie, you superstar. Wellbeing, we'll see you next week. Annie, we are
Yeah.
live and direct next week.
No,
Come
but
with your.
well,
Do
I
you know?
suppose now we're
Sorry.
going to be on in 3 weeks in a row then, right? Today is the first one. Next week is
Mm-hmm.
rescheduled one,
And then
and
the
then
following
there will
week,
be a week after because I don't like to be out
back
of schedule.
back to yes, back to our normal schedule.
Yes.
Thanks.
So 3 weeks in a row, you get to have Cristiano. Yeah.
You will probably get sick of me after all. You're like, her again. What's it this time? So yes.
Men and miscarriage and baby loss. That's February's theme, isn't it? Or was that January?
No, it's both. It's both. I think I did actually intend on having this well, focusing on men for the first quarter of this year because it's something that I believe we don't do enough of and it needs to be done. And so yes, apart from International Women's Day, so I'll focus on women a little bit in March, but for the most part, I do want to focus on men the um, first quarter of this year. We'll have other things in between, but yes, main focus is men.
Okay, you're not adding March into our quarter.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about men in March as well,
Yes, but I said with the exception of International Women's Day. So that's like
which is
the day and the week.
which is like a day in March, right?
But I make it into a week. So that week will be dedicated
Okay,
to International Women's Day.
okay, all right. Yeah, c'est la vie.
Yes,
Yes.
definitely.
Yeah.
Okay,
We should call it a
folks.
day. Enjoy your evening, Alvin. Enjoy your evening, my friends. Do
Have a
take care.
wonderful evening, Alvin. Thank you once again for joining us. And everybody that's here, thank you. We will see you guys next week. Okay? Thank you so much
Yep.
and take care of yourselves.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Bye for now.
Celebrating with or without champagne or rum, but she's success with Global.Media.